Good morning, everybody. This is Yin Yang with Morsels of a Thought number 1244. It is Wednesday. We've got Words and Wisdom Wednesday, and our title is Wickedly Smart Women. It's an anthology, and we're in chapter 13 today. We're continuing with Sally Green, which we started. Her chapter says, wow, I've got lots of followers this month. Sorry. Dreams don't work unless you do. I'm floating in the air because my lamp is on its way to get a repair. Taking action. Dreams don't work unless you do. We've read a near-death experience. When she was 18 months old, she reached out and grabbed a boiling pot of water off the stove. And she survived thanks to those I survived thanks to the prayers of those around me. This experience has stayed with me throughout my life and has shown me the importance of faith in times of adversity. Life happens. In the years since, I have often thought about that experience and what might have happened if I had not survived. Once I relaxed and allowed myself to be open to whatever might happen, I began to notice small signs and messages from the universe. Trusting my intuition. In 2006, I kept hearing a voice in my head telling me to ask my friend about the Bible study she was taking. Since that time, I have learned to trust that voice and trust my intuition. Intuition is our God-given guide that helps us make decisions in life. Through intuition, we can receive guidance, direction, and answers to our prayers. Intuition is a spiritual gift that we all have access to. We just need to learn how to connect with it and use it wisely. Taking action. Here we are. In 2012, someone I had met through my Bible study journey asked me to take a lay speaking class with her. I told her I was a bit apprehensive and that the thought of standing up in front of a group of people and giving a sermon frightened me. She told me to pray about it and that she would email me all the information. Something about the opportunity wouldn't let me sleep. That night, I tossed and turned and couldn't get the idea out of my head. I kept thinking about speaking and being able to share my faith with others. So I got up and did some research. My heart was telling me to take the class, but my head was looking for excuses because it was scary and out of my comfort zone. I Googled what a lay speaker's responsibilities were and realized that this was something I could see myself doing. I opened her email and looked at the cost of the class. It was being subsidized by her church and was very affordable. Then I looked at the schedule and thought, surely I wouldn't be able to fit it into my busy life. The classes were on Saturday mornings and I was totally free. The next morning, I spoke with my husband about it. If he said no, I would have my excuse. He thought it was a wonderful idea and told me I would be an amazing speaker. So despite my initial reluctance, I took the plunge and signed up for the class. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. Not only did I meet some amazing people, but I also had the opportunity to share my faith with others in a very powerful way. It also gave me the opportunity and encouragement to speak in front of people. Sometimes taking action is scary, but it is always worth it in the end. Around the same time, I began taking action and exploring my creative side. I started taking online acrylic paint classes. Getting lost while painting became a spiritual experience and I loved it. I suddenly had a passion and outlet that allowed me to be completely present and in the moment. I was no longer worrying about the future or dwelling on the past. I was creating something beautiful in the here and now. The sense of peace and joy that came from this creative process was something I had long forgotten. It was then that I realized that it is important to make time for activities that bring us joy. When we do, we open ourselves up to limitless possibilities. I began teaching what I was learning in my art classes and inviting friends and family over for paint nights. It became a fun way to catch up with friends, and we had a blast creating together. One of my friends recommended me to the activity director at her mom's retirement home, and I began teaching there. I desperately wanted to switch careers, and in November 2019, I decided I wanted to make a career of teaching art classes. I began researching and connecting with other women who had successful paint and sip businesses. I created a business plan, contacted other retirement homes in my community, ordered business cards, and started buying supplies. In January of 2020, I was all set to begin. I scheduled Saturday morning coffee and canvas classes in my church basement and monthly Friday night paint and sips. I sent emails to all of my friends and contacted a bunch of nonprofits about organizing a paint night fundraiser. I was excited to be following my passion. Then in March, you know what happened. The pandemic hit and all my paint classes were canceled. I had a decision to make. I could sit in my disappointment or I could take action. At this point, I was a mess. I needed to make a change, so I did. Transforming worlds. Everything we go through in life, the good and the bad, is preparing us for what is yet to come. Change is inevitable, but it is also what helps us grow. As we learn how to transform our own lives, we can also transform the lives of others. We all have the power to make a difference in the world. It starts with making a commitment to ourselves and to our own personal growth. When we do that, everything else falls into place. We become more confident, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever life throws our way. I embarked on a journey of self care and self discovery. I began eating healthier and taking daily walks with my husband and daughter. I shut off the television and read self improvement books instead. I began my mornings with meditation and prayer. One evening, oh, good morning, John Clark. How are you? One evening, I was offered the opportunity to write a chapter in a collaboration book on entrepreneurship. I jumped at the chance and began looking for ways to leverage the opportunity. I started reaching out to the other authors in the book and began connecting with them. I registered for their online courses, joined summits they were speaking at, and attended networking events they were hosting. I made sure to raise my hand and ask questions so they knew who I was. I was so excited about being a part of the first book that I registered for another one. One of the authors I met was Linda Sunshine West. Linda spelled with a Y in there. Linda Sunshine West. She was hosting a networking event, and I started attending them. Linda ran a women's business mastermind that I joined. From there, she offered me the opportunity to be in two books she was publishing, and I jumped at the chance. In less than a year, I had contributed to four number one international best selling collaboration books. I was over the moon. After working with Linda on the two books, she asked me to join her publishing company. I saw this as an opportunity of a lifetime. My heart has always been in service, and writing is how I heal from things that happen in life and grow mentally and spiritually. The thought of being able to offer that service to others made my heart sing. I love being part of this company because every day brings new challenges, but nothing beats getting those emails saying thank you after we've helped someone write and share their story. A future so bright, I gotta wear shades. Good morning, Nancy Saunders. A future so bright, I gotta wear shades. It is an honor to work for Action Takers Publishing. In many ways, it feels like we're on the cusp of something big, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Linda and I are both passionate about helping writers share their stories, and we're always looking for new and innovative ways to improve the publishing process. I believe that staying focused and continuing to move in the direction of our dreams, that there's a bright future ahead of us. I am confident that I can learn a lot and contribute to the company's success. It's exciting to be able to work with a wide variety of people from all over the world. I believe that this experience will it will help me develop both professionally and personally. I am looking forward to the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The bottom line is that you have everything you need to achieve any dream that you want. All it requires is learning how to trust your intuition, taking action, and being willing to change the world, starting with your own. It sounds simple, but it's not. It takes courage and faith to overcome self doubt and stay committed. Trying to stay focused on your goals can be tough when life keeps getting in the way. It's easy to get comfortable and just become a couch potato, but that's not what life is about. Life is about growth and change. So if you're not moving forward, then you're falling behind. If you want something bad enough, it's time to take that leap of faith and go after it. Dreams don't work unless you do. Isn't that interesting? That was Sally Green. She's the Vice President of Author Development at Action Takers Publishing. She works with writers to help them develop their stories and become best selling authors. Action Takers Publishing specializes in themed anthology or collaboration books where each person writes a chapter and becomes part of a community of like minded authors. In addition to collaborative books, they also publish solo books. Sally is an inspirational speaker, IS, a multiple times international best-selling author, IBA, and is in the process of writing her own book titled The Self-Care Rockstar, due to launch in 2023. She is the creator of the Self-Care Rockstar program, where she is hired to empower women to grow spiritually and become the rock stars of their own life. In her spare time, Sally enjoys painting and teaches acrylic painting classes to local senior centers, women's groups, and children's summer camps. Connect with Sally at www.actiontakerspublishing, all one word.com. Okay, so that was great. Last week, when we started on her chapter, I was about to go and get my hand surgery, which I did. And it was a very good procedure. I'm wearing a glove because it takes 4 days for it to heal to the point where I can wear a band aid over the scar. And I'm supposed to keep it dry generally. After the 4 days, I'm allowed to let it rinse under running water, but I'm not supposed to submerge it. So, anyway, and then this is just because my other hand has other things going on. Okay, so good to see you. Thank you for coming, John Clark, Nancy Saunders. We'll see you tomorrow for Rules Day. I think it is. Yes, Thursday. TR Thursday. Today was Words and Wisdom Wednesday. Okay, old Kinderhook. Bye-bye.